Good Monday morning, everybody. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I really didn't do a whole lot. Saturday was the 1 year anniversary of Misty's passing, so I really didn't do a whole lot on Saturday. I just kind of took the day off and I don't know, just took the day off and didn't really do a whole lot. So, but I did overall have a good weekend regardless of that. So but we're back. It's Monday and we've got a mulching project. So got a little friend out here you guys haven't seen in a minute. So we'll go over the job and what's going on, and then we'll get to grinding. All right, haven't seen this bad boy in a hot minute. So got the TMC Cancela mulcher back out here, and what the issue was this ground wire, and I got it fixed up and back into place. Got a new ground wire. Now this plug was something we rigged up when I bought this, and then Ira over at Rut has these plugs, and when they brought me the disc mulcher, they brought me a plug to replace it, and so this is an 8-pin plug, and they accidentally brought me a 14-pin, so it didn't match up. So I am gonna get a new plug. So their plugs have the ground wire integrated into them. This one didn't, so we had to wire one back to the back of the machine. So it's working now, but I'm gonna get a new plug to get rid of this wire. But for now it works. So what that does is controls the door opening and closing. But this is the job for today. We're just starting right here, right next to the highway, and we're just gonna clear out all of this, and then this property goes way back. And we're just gonna do this is a day rate job. We're gonna do as much as we can today. All this is going here in the front, and then there's a ditch somewhere right there. So I'm gonna work up to that ditch, and then we're gonna try to go around, go on the other side of it. All that in there is kind of wet. There's a good portion of this we're not gonna be able to do. The original job was to come in here with the Mini for a day and do the wet part, and then he changed his mind and wanted me to come back with the skid steer instead and do all the dry stuff. So that's what we're doing today. So anything that's dry that I can get the machine on, we're gonna be mulching today. So that's what we're doing. So let's get started. right, everybody, we've been mulching what, right at about an hour-ish, a little over an hour. So we got a little bit better idea what's going on down in this hole, and you can see it is wet, and it probably just stays wet. There's a lot of big stumps and all kinds of stuff piled up right there. There's a little bit of water, kind of a swampy area on the other side. I was looking for a culvert to see if a culvert drained through, but I didn't see one because there's a little driveway right there. But all this down in here, really, I mean, you guys can't tell it, but this whole thing just slopes down, just drops off through here. So it looks like that all drains down. Whoa. Oh, there's a little bit of a, yeah, it drains. There's the actual creek there that comes right through and drains right on through. So I guess what I'm gonna do is go around over here on the little driveway, get on the high side and start working back into this way and see if we can't get some of this cleaned up through here, do what we can. So because all this through here is all wet, that's all low and wet. We're not going to be able to get into any of that with the skid steer. So we'll go up here to the high side and see what we can get done. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's let me just turn this just a little bit there. Oh, there we go, it's a little better. Hope everybody's having a good Monday. You guys will see this video tomorrow on Tuesday. And we just got the front down. We are down over here on the left side of the property, on the other side of the drainage creek, trying to get this cleaned up. There's some water right here, a big hill of dirt. So apparently there were loggers in here a couple years ago, and they made a mess of this place. This is just a big hill of dirt. Digging out to plant some trees. So if I get stuck, I don't have the Mini to rescue me. I'd have to get Greg to bring it over here to me. And I would rather not have to do that. I just saw tomorrow is the first day of spring. I did not know that. But spring is in full swing here, that's for sure. Everything getting green or is very much approaching, getting close to being green. I will say I am not a fan of spring and summer, though they are my busiest times of the year. I I enjoy winter here because it's mild and it's always pleasant to work outside as long as it's not too wet. The only thing I like about spring here is being able to go down to the river and go fishing. That's it. Well, and I enjoy nice days like today because today is not too hot. Tomorrow's going to only be like 57. Tomorrow's going to be great. Wherever you guys are at this week. Should be a good week. We got projects lined up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and it looks like it's going to rain Friday, so probably not working Friday. Friday to go back to the charity job and grind up all those pine trees that were on the ground, but it's supposed to get 1.5 inches of rain. And I could mulch those trees in the rain, but I really don't want to be out working and pouring down rain, and then trying to film YouTube stuff in the rain with the GoPros is kind of a pain. That's wet. That's wet. We're not going down in there. Let's not do that. This ground in here is deceptive. Very, very deceptive. For nothing, that's for sure. So that's where we're at. There's where, right up there is where we started. That's the corner up there where we started, and then worked down to that creek. And then so I made a little exploratory cut right here, and I'm just working my way back up that way, and then we'll come and start working our way. Working our way down this driveway. There's a water hose we got to watch out for, but that's really about it. So let's get back to it. All right, got a lot done so far. Got about 2 hours left in the day. So just stopped right there because that's where this creek curves around like this. So I basically cut all the way to the creek right there. I came down this way a little bit. I'm having to wash this line here, but we have this creek, and I'm guessing that's where all that water drains to. Is this little creek right here. It goes underneath the drive. So all this is dry here, it should be. So I'm gonna basically, so that creek kind of goes around like that. I'm just gonna work this from about where the skid steer is all the way back over basically to the edge of that. And I won't be able to get all the way to it because I'm gonna have to come back with the Mini eventually and do a bunch of work in the wetter spot. So I'll leave ditching, you know, cutting that ditch because it's deep. And I don't want to really pull up too close with the skid steer and have the bank give way on me. So that would be a bad day. So we will deal with that with the Mini, but I'm gonna cut kind of just as close as I can. So that should finish out the day. There's a pretty big chunk of property here, so we're not even gonna come close to getting this done today. So, but we're gonna get a good bit done, so let's keep at it. All right, everybody, that's about it for today. The TMC kicked some ass in here today. I was very happy with that. The door started acting a little funny on me there a little while ago, so it would come up, but it was kind of having a hard time feeling like it was going down. So I was like, I don't want that plug to go haywire on me, so I just hooked a zip tie to it. I know that's ratchet, but it worked. And these teeth, man, they are still sharp. I didn't even sharpen them before I got started because they're already pretty sharp, and they barely look like they've been used. I did hit a little bit of metal in here in some spots, so a few of them got mauled, but the rest of them look really good. They were still cutting very good. Like, look at that edge is still sharp right there. No problem with that. That's a sharp edge right there. So I love the way these teeth cut. They do cut very, very well. This one vacuums up stuff off the ground and processes it better than the pre-noth, in my opinion. I don't know why. It may have something to do with those teeth, but I'm not totally sure. But regardless, it got it done in here. And so this is the little creek that circles around. We made it all the way back over here to the other side where the other little road is. Got cut all the way through here. It started getting a little wet on me. There's a little, I wouldn't even call it a pond, but there's a little hole in the ground there that's all wet in there, almost like a little duck pond or something in there. So I worked all this was all just blackberry briar, and worked out as best I could. Almost got stuck right over there, but came close, got it out. Luckily all this is sand. It looks black and muddy, but if you pick it up and put it in your fingers, you can feel it. It's got a grittiness to it. It's sand, so that helps out a lot. It's just black because it's got a lot of organics in it. But so here's the other side of the ditch or the creek or whatever this is. So there is some dry ground back in there. I did work my way back in there a little bit through there, going back up to the high side. I think a lot of that might be mulchable with the skid steer. A lot of it isn't going to be. This, we'll have to clean this up with this part up with the mini, but and around that little pond there too. But a lot of progress in here today. A lot of progress. We got one. I'm gonna go up to the front. There's a little bush by the road that the owner wants me to mulch down really quick because it's blocking his visibility, I think, going left out. Yeah, so we're gonna do that just really quick. It's just a little thing. I'm not gonna worry about filming that, but other than that, this is looking kick-ass in here. I don't know how much we got done today. It's at least an acre. It's at least every bit of an acre. All of this and then all that over there on the other side and the front. So very happy. All right, got more mulching. I'm gonna be up in North Carolina, outside Charlotte for probably 2 days on a project. So we'll start that tomorrow with this machine, with the TMC. Nothing sexy on that job, but it should be pretty cool. Make for a fun time lapse at least. So all right, I'm sure I'll be back out on this job. This was just a day rate, and we'll be back out here trying to continue to eat this apple one bite at a time, as they say. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.